several moves quickly.
Yeah, but Magnus will do the same. To pause now or to pause later, that's the question. I agree with the featured chat, just flag him, just move. Not too many options here for Mamedyarov. I'm looking for others, maybe he can hit the
There's a move, rook d1.
Yeah, hit one of the black knights with his rook. That must be the only real alternative. Maybe you can... Yeah, it's just so difficult, he just needs to decide. As the featured chat says, white has definitely got ideas of sacrificing on the b6 square later for white's a pawn to run through, but first you have to deal with your king, so he actually steps back with his knight, trying to trade off. Makes a lot of sense as well.
But right now maybe knight f3 is also possible. I know, because takes a knight d3.
And there we see a trade of knights, and again Magnus now has to play very quickly, advances his f-pawn, and Magnus has a dream position. All his pieces are well placed and white's rooks are just not coordinated.
Yeah, rooks thrive on open files, and if you notice, Magnus has blocked every single open file, but look at this, a sacrifice in the air. Watch out for rook takes pawn, followed by the white pawn promoting. We mentioned something similar earlier, this white a pawn is white's only hope.
Oh.
And, okay, is it on the cards now? That's the question. Rook takes pawn. Magnus, he's allowed it to happen. If rook takes pawn, maybe, is he going to ignore that? There's some counterattacks against the white king. And okay, now the black knight has stepped back. He defends everything. No sacrifices available. And white's rook's looking for those open files. Can he plug that open file with his knight? With the black knight?
He's going to have to. And Magnus now under 20 seconds.
Ooh, and we see a cross next to Magnus's move. That means a missed opportunity. Maybe there was something stronger.
Well, maybe now rook e2 can be unpleasant, or at least fighting for something from white's point of view.
Rook e2 on the board. We're going to see the rooks leave the board. Knight comes in.
Yeah, and black's knight has lost a lot of power with that trade of rooks. Now it's going to be incredibly tough to stop white's rook from infiltrating later, but he's using his king, Magnus, aggressively. It's going to be a race, simply. And who's ahead here? Black's pawn's running.
Well, black's pawn is really running.
But the a pawn is so close.
Well.
White's rook has to get greedy here, simply has to capture the pawn and hope for the best. Shak's being accurate so far, as mentioned there in the featured chat, but is it enough to win? Black's pawns are so fast.
Yeah, but after c2, yeah, this was a smart move, I believe. Very smart.
Covering the promotion square, so now black will simply threaten to push his pawn. It might cost white his rook, unless now he abandons the defense of his a pawn.
7 seconds for black.
Yeah.
Magnus, he's got a 1 second increment now, but that's no luxury. It's not enough 1 second over the board.
Okay.
White's going to move his rook.
Very tricky position. What's he played? Rook c2, but that gives up the a6 pawn.
Gives up the a6 pawn, and look, his pawns are running now. Shak looks away, even at the cost of the black knight. Magnus is going to win the game. The pawn's too strong.
And he won the game with 5 seconds on his clock.
And once again, Magnus wins the Armageddon match.
The Armageddon king.
He is the Armageddon king. He can take solace in that, but he's still yet to win a classical game. And there we see Magnus leave the board